All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to talk about Canelo Alvarez losing to Dmitry Bivol, just like I called the fight to happen. However, the judges actually gave the fight to Dmitry Bivol. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. In this video, we are going to talk about the 175-pound division. We got, you know, it's a big fight when you got Sports Center going off in my pocket about this. And I am laughing, not because I don't like Canelo Alvarez, but because there's a whole lot of sick Canelo Alvarez fans out there. So, in a fight tonight for the 175-pound WBA championship, Canelo Alvarez gets beat pillar to post by Dmitry Bivol in a fight that was pretty much one-sided. And I have to tell you, though, I was surprised that Canelo Alvarez got the call. But if I recall the scores correctly, seemed a little bit close to me. However, Dmitry Bivol pulls it off. Now, before I get into the details, though, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are a longtime subscriber to the channel, thank you so much for your support. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please accept my invitation to subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon. All right, so here it goes. All right, we're going to talk about the fight first. Then we're going to let it rub in on some of these exaggerating Canelo Alvarez fans. All right. First and foremost, Canelo Alvarez fought Dmitry Bivol and got beaten thoroughly. He did not get beaten by Canelo Alvarez because of the power of Dmitry Bivol. He got beaten because of the hand speed of Dmitry Bivol and the defense of Dmitry Bivol, because Dmitry Bivol did not break down because Canelo Alvarez punched him on the arms a bunch of times. I was telling people before this, and I maintain this, that Canelo Alvarez is no longer in his prime as a fighter. I said this to many people. They would not listen to me. Canelo Alvarez does not look like the same fighter that he was when he fought Gennady Golovkin the first time, when he fought Floyd Mayweather Jr., when he was fighting Shane Mosley, when he was fighting those guys, because that particular guy was elusive. He could move, and what we saw and we have been seeing with Canelo Alvarez for a good amount of time now is a guy that is loading up on his punches and plotting behind the fighters that he's fighting and literally wearing them down with big shots to the arms and big shots to the body, and then eventually getting knockouts on them. Dmitry Bivol, to his credit, did not allow that. He was able to absorb the power shots from Canelo Alvarez. He got into a tight guard, and pretty much everything that Canelo Alvarez landed was either to the arms or to the gloves. And then when Canelo Alvarez got done punching, Dmitry Bivol let off a lot of punches of his own. Nice jabs, nice straight right hands, nothing overpowering. He didn't use this, again, he did not use his power to beat Canelo Alvarez. He used his hand speed and he used a flurry of punches to beat him. Now, gotta acknowledge this. That was most definitely, because people were saying this for a while, I can't help but laugh. Yes, you're right. Dmitry Bivol was a tough fight. Without a doubt, obviously, because he lost. However, I just want to let you know that the performance that Dmitry Bivol put on, do not doubt that other fighters could put on the same performance against Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez over-relied on his power. He was not scoring punches. He was not scoring on a consistent basis. He was loading up on shots and trying to use his brute strength to overpower and break down that fighter. And I'm telling you, that could have been beaten by several other fighters. But congratulations to Dmitry Bivol. He's the one that got it done. Now, what is next for Canelo Alvarez? Canelo Alvarez has just, while he was searching for history, instead of fighting the guys in his own division, in his own weight, now has thrown the boxing world upside down. You can no longer call that man the #1 pound for pound fighter in the world because he lost to a guy that was not anywhere near the top 10 of the pound for pound list. So please give Terrence Crawford his credit, give Errol Spence Jr. his credit, give the other guys at the top their credit, and put them where they belong. Do not try to act like Canelo Alvarez, like this is some one-off on Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez went for the gusto, and he dipped up there and dipped up in there against the wrong guy, man. I still maintain this, that would have been the situation with I think Demetrius Andrade will beat him. I think Jermall Charlo has a very, very good chance of beating him as well, as long as they can consistently score shots on Canelo Alvarez, while Canelo Alvarez is trying to do a rhino move on him and just blasting shots to their arms as if that was going to make those guys go away. And because it did not happen with Dmitry Bivol. And I don't think that Dmitry Bivol looked like he was doing something that was just otherworldly in the ring. He didn't, in my opinion, turn into Floyd Mayweather Jr., slipping a bunch of shots and all that. All he really did was, not going to say all he really did, obviously a world-class fighter, and congratulations to him, is he was just able to take the onslaught of Canelo Alvarez throwing inaccurate shots at his arms and throwing shots at his, punching him in the gloves as if this dude was just going to go away because of the sheer power of Canelo Alvarez. I think Canelo Alvarez loaded up on every shot he threw that entire fight, man. And it just wound up being a case where Dmitry Bivol was defensively responsible enough never to get caught with a big shot. Unlike Caleb Plant, who was having success with him and landing shots on him, Caleb Plant wound up getting caught with that big hook, with a big left hook. And that's what Dmitry Bivol just stayed on his P's and Q's, kept his guard right there, and was like, look, man, you're not going to get that in on me. If you're going to win this fight, you're going to win this fight legitimately. Anytime Canelo Alvarez looked like he had to take a breath, there was a Dmitry Bivol taking advantage of him, taking a break, not allowing him to rest, throwing a lot of shots, backing him up against the ropes and making sure that he was scoring points. However, I still have to maintain, like I was sitting there watching the fight with my son, and I was like, look, at this fight most definitely can still go to Canelo. I would not be surprised. And I do believe it was a unanimous decision. But I think, if I recall correctly, that the fight was 115-113, which was if they would have turned one more round towards Dmitry Bivol, towards that would have been a draw, and Canelo Alvarez would not have had that loss. In my opinion, I don't think it was even that close. I thought I had the fight much closer to a 7-3 type of scenario. But can't wait to talk about this in the live stream, about the great Canelo Alvarez, who would beat Roy Jones Jr., who would destroy Bernard Hopkins and James Toney and all these other guys. But congratulations to Dmitry Bivol. Very, very, very good win. Hopefully Dmitry Bivol will now go on to fight Arthur Beterbiev for the undisputed champion at 175 pounds. And Canelo Alvarez will go back down to 168 pounds and defend his belts against the champions there. However, you better believe that those guys saw that fight, and they are not going to be shy about using the same approach to Canelo Alvarez, which is just be defensively responsible, wait for him to punch himself out, light off a lot of shots on him, and score points. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.